without any further ado, I'd like to bring out the writer, director, producer, star, and I did a bunch of catering too. Bobby Choy. Sejin Park. And after this one guy, Todd. And if we have our Sandy B and Peter J, if you want to come backstage, please join us on stage. Oh, and Dan. All right, Dan Mark. So while you wait a little bit, let's just get this out of the way. There's a lot of swearing in your film. My mom would like to use this platform.
What the fuck is your problem? Sorry, Mom. She's here tonight. She doesn't approve of the swearing, but I just want me to say that.
Anyway, so such an amazing film, Bobby. I mean, obviously, this is a love letter to your music and also to your new hometown, Hongdae, Seoul. Can you just briefly go through the genesis, everything about how this film came to be?
I was bored one day. I don't know. It's hard to answer that question because it really took me maybe 20 plus years to make this, if you really think about it. I have like 30 songs in this film. If I could change one thing, I would probably use other people's songs. Yeah, I just kind of like was sick and tired of my life and the way, I've been like 9 albums out and people don't buy them. But I remember, I love film and watching actually movies and filmmakers use my music in some films. So I always had a special feeling about that, and I thought maybe I should just, do something bigger and better, for my music career, and that kind of happened. That's one answer, but there's many. I did it also to make my other filmmaker friends, make them look stupid. Because they still need to make their films, and if I can do it, you guys can do it. We have so many stories to tell, and you guys gotta get your shit together, please. This is the Bobby we all know and love, everybody. So, but I mean that in the nicest way possible.
You and Paul Young, I mean, incredible chemistry. Can you and you also had like musicians, all the no-brand guys, especially Dolly, who's fantastic. Yip Jun Wong from Rose Motel. Can you go into like just the casting process when you were thinking about doing this, and we can talk to Todd as well, but like, what were you thinking? I mean, did you write the script with sort of people in mind?
Yeah, like, I don't know, this movie plays very differently to a Korean audience because most of the cast, a lot of the cast members are actually Korean musicians. And so I just kind of wanted this to be a playful film about Hongdae in Korea is a very well-known place for indie music. And this was kind of a love letter to Hongdae. The movie's never been made about Hongdae. And so I thought, what better way to do that than, include as many musicians that opened their arms to me when I first moved to Korea and kind of took me under their wing. So that happened, and I mean, the rest of the cast, Im Hwa-young, she's like a superstar in Korea. She's getting much more popularity these days, and this was her first lead role, so she actually...
Is she a musician?
She's not, so that was very painful to get her to. We had to get her working a lot, but she really sacrificed a lot, like pay and time, and just to be a part of this project. So we were really lucky. And so, and then this guy, I forget what's his name again.
Todd, just Todd. Yeah.
But so we were lucky enough to get Todd actually at the last minute because our original Billy dropped out, and so
It's very nice of you to say. I killed him. Very sweet.
Well, what about can we talk to Sandy a little bit? Like, Sandy, how were you approached and to play Bobby's mother?
좀 떨리는데요. 저희 아들이 조금 미련한 게 있었는데 어쨌든 바비하고 같은 아는 형이에요. 바비가 형이에요. 형인데 어느 날 제가 한국을 나갔는데 아들하고 같이 있는데 바비가 왔었어요. 그래갖고 바비가 저한테 물어봤어요. 어떠한 좀 이따가 어떠한 영화를 할 건데 좀 거기 조인해달라고 그래서 오케이 하고서는 승낙을 했는데 한 1년 있다 연락이 왔어요.
My son, Bobby and my son, they're good friends. And when I was visiting my son in Korea, Bobby got in touch with me and asked me, I'm planning to make this movie, do you want to act? And then after that, like a year or two later, finally,
그리고 솔직히 제 꿈이 좀 어렸을 때는 이렇게 액트레스였거든요. 근데 이 감정만 그랬지 이렇게 식적을 하지를 못했어요. 못해갖고 있는데 바비한테 이렇게 연락이 와가지고 지금 제 나이가 60이 넘었는데 이 나이에 제가 이렇게 바비 영화에 참석을 해서 이렇게 조인해가지고 이 스크린에 나온다는 게 진짜 제 인생에서 성공한 것 같아요. Thank you, my son. Bobby.
so I always
I'm
wanted
proud
to be, so she always wanted to be an actress, but then now she's more than 60 years old, but finally, thanks to Bobby, she could actually act, and then you see her back on
I'm proud of Bobby. Movies, big movies, small. Doesn't matter. He made it. And so I'm proud of him. Bobby.
I want to say that having Sandy a part of this film was just it couldn't have, us meeting was just it was amazing because her son is also in a similar position as I am, and he's also Korean American and is a musician in Korea, and he so she really understood the part. And when I met her, and I knew that she would get it because she has a son that left the States to pursue music in Korea, and it was just a godsend to meet her, and it was amazing to hear that it was a dream of hers when she was young to be an actor, but she gave that up to immigrate to the U.S. and it's just so cool that we were able to let her fulfill one of her dreams. So.
Thank you. Bobby, thank you.
I love you.
So Bobby, obviously this is your first film. I mean,
Oh yeah, yes, obviously.
no. It's a fantastic film. I mean, like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, whatever, 2 years ago when you said you wrote this script, I was like, okay. And then you're like, we made it. I was like,
I think that was the best thing going for me in this whole process because I didn't know what it really took. So I was like, oh, I'll write a script, And so I remember I just got married, and got married in the States, and I was on the plane ride back, and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta do something with my life, and now I have a family I have to take care of, like I should do something big, and so on that plane ride, I wrote the script. So it was kind of like...
Well, you have no training and no experience. You had a plane ride and you wrote a script.
I sat down and I wrote like 120 pages in like 2 weeks, and I showed it to my filmmaker friends and anyone that was like actors. I sent it to everyone, and they were like, "What is this?" Like, you know, and they were like, "You're nuts," you know. It needs a lot of work and all that, and so I just had the right people. I got lucky. I lived in LA for 9 years, and everyone here is an actor or a writer or in filmmaking, and so I never thought that would be handy in my life. And so I just sent it to everyone, and everyone was like, this is terrible, and it just helped me get it to a place where it was worth making.
It's not terrible.
Thank you, Milton. That means a lot.
Can you just explain, like, in terms of producing an album, because you have a new music videos coming out too as well?
Yeah, they came out today. It was weird that it came out on the same day as the premiere, so I haven't been able to promote it. But I was just told that it's charting on iTunes, which is amazing because I guess I'm amazing.
So, in terms of making fiction and realities, how you make your music, like, can you just tell a little bit how you wove that process of producing music and this process of creating film?
It's hard to answer this question because I don't really think of myself as a good musician, or like I just have a computer and I live in a studio apartment and I have this one mic and I just sing into it and I just put it out, even if it's not good or whatever. So I don't know, and that's kind of how I made this film. It's hard for me to say. I don't know. I don't know what's right or wrong, and I've never been able to. I wasn't ever a good student in school, and that just carried over, and maybe that helped me make this the way I did make it. I don't know if that answers your question. I just don't want to answer your question.
I want to hear basically from everyone, so I don't know if we want to start with Dan on the end and just go back, but we'd love to hear just the best thing about making this film and the hardest thing about making this film.
I think that's Bobby. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just honored to be a part of it, and I think maybe it's because I look Korean, and that's how I got in somehow, so just don't tell them I'm not Korean. No, but I think the best thing about it was just Bobby and I had worked together on another film. I brought him in to do music for a film that I was producing, and I just fell in love with his music, but more importantly, the heart that he has. He's just such a storyteller when it comes to his songs, if you really listen to it. Listening to one of Bobby's songs is like living 5 years. You know? And so for me, I told him, I said, if you're doing another movie, and he told me about it, I said, I want to be a part of it in whatever way I can, you know. So it's just my honor to support his vision, and I'm so proud to see what it turned into because it's a really good movie, and I'm just lucky to be a part of it.
Or ask her what her best and hardest thing about the film was?
좋았던 점은 그 감독님하고 스태프 되시는 분들, 좋은 분들하고 같이 해서 정말 좋았고요.
The best thing was there's no with good people, good director, good staff. And working together, good people.
네, 좋았고 그다음에 힘들었던 점은 영어요, 잉글리시. 잉글리시 얼마 하지는 않았는데 모르시니까 이렇게 영어예요.
speaking much English, but it still was the hardest part.
Sejin, same question to you.
I mean, I wasn't sure like what to expect actually, because when you're doing co-production international agriculture project, then what I heard is that you always have to have one specific market audience you're aiming for, but this wasn't the kind of project. So, I mean, until today, I wasn't sure what to expect. It was the most difficult part, and then, I mean, to be honest, before I even started reading the script, I was listening to his music, and I fell in love with his music. So the best part was I get to know this musician, Phony, Bobby.
Same.
My turn. I would just like to point out that you know how she would speak Korean and then everyone in the audience would laugh and then we would all kind of lean in our chairs and like wait to hear the punchline of a joke. That was my entire experience in Korea. and Bobby and I got to know each other so well that like he would quit like halfway through the shoot. He would just quit translating for me and just like leave me. And I'd be like, "What happened? Where are we going?" He just would not film me anything. So that's actually just a little side note. The best, I've never been to Korea, I've never been to Asia, and it was just an amazing experience, as you can imagine, getting to go there and learn about the culture and get to take it in and get to do something I love in a new place, and it was quite honestly one of the best experiences of my life, and I'm really grateful for it. And the worst thing about it was Bobby, for sure. He's a real son of a bitch.
Oh, I have to answer too? Gosh. Really, the best thing about this project is really what I hope for it. I really do hope this opens some doors for people, especially my friends that are filmmakers that that I don't know what it is. If they need an extra push, maybe this could help that. And I really hope that us as Asian Americans can have our stories be told. And so I think that would be my favorite thing. I'm sorry, I'm looking to the future to answer your question, but that's the most important thing for me. But the worst part of this was, the hardest part was, having to wear a lot of hats. I was super grateful to have, we had one of my best friends in Korea, Steve Lee, co-direct this thing. He actually couldn't be here because he has better things to do. But he's doing commercials, and he's working on a huge commercial right now. And he wished he could be here. My health was deteriorating through this process because I just didn't know what to expect. And my hat's off to all you filmmakers out there and editors and just actors. I don't know how you do it. Like, really, I was losing my mind. I was like losing hair, and I got I got gout from this, and I got like a bad liver, and I had to go vegan last summer, and I had to so a lot of that. So
when he told me he got gout, I also laughed.
Okay.
So when all of you enjoy the film, just remember what you did to Bobby.
So seriously, I have so much respect for filmmakers, and if you've made a film, like, I will never talk shit about filmmakers anymore in public. So I really do have a lot of respect for you guys.
So you did kickstart this film. I don't know if you want, if there's people in the audience that help support
Yeah,
you.
if you supported us, can you please like clap your hands? Oh my God. I'm just happy because of you guys. So thank you.
And also your brothers, Eddie and Charlie, helped to make this film come to fruition, executive producers.
Yeah, my sister-in-law June, my brother, both my brothers, my wife, they're all executive producers. They all like pitched in, and we did this as a family. That was one of the most rewarding things. You know, we financed this ourselves, and so it was very difficult. But I can't believe they supported me in such a way, and I'm forever in debt to them.
That's great. So we do want to get to this after party. So I want to make a I want to ask if there's any questions from the audience right now. And there you go. I think you have to yell, I'm sorry.
Is there a reason why you chose her to play the mother role while Bobby's also
That's a great question. Should I repeat it? Everyone heard it? So the question was, is there a reason why I didn't cast my own mom, since she already also had those experiences of losing a son to Korea? Well, I did ask my mother, but she said, hell no. So, in Korean, of course. My mother, she is shyer than I am, and so that's basically the truth.
Anyone else in the black?
Big Phony's album is officially charting on the iTunes USA K-pop chart at number 25 behind BTS.
Ooh, and BTS.
BTS is, you guys know who BTS is? They're burning Dongkomong sensation. Check them out, they're good.
Wait, speaking of, how can we see...
Which means burning butthole sensation.
how can we see these new
Terrible.
videos now? Can we just...
They're exclusively on iTunes for the next 2 weeks, and then they'll be on YouTube and on Friendster after that.
Anybody else in the black?
How can other people see this film?
If you know anyone that, any distributors, please let them know. Because we're about to hit that stage, and that's the only way. Yeah, we got to find someone that cares about Asians.
Well, you're still... Bobby's going to premiere at Camp Fest in San Francisco next Friday as well. So he's still doing the festival route, but yeah, please spread the word.
I think we might have another screening.
Yeah, we're trying to make up a screening for here.
Yeah, and then also we're trying to get to New York to do a screening there, and in Korea we're going to announce soon some very good news for Korea.
You mind sharing the budget and how long it's going to take?
No. The budget thing, I didn't know this actually. That's a good question, because I've always wondered that myself when I saw indie films at this festival I've been to many times, and I've always wondered how much the budgets were, and I've learned through this process that you're not really supposed to talk about that until you get distribution, you know, because it can really screw up your deals, you know, if you're too honest about it, you know, they might offer less. So don't try to mess this up, man. You gotta do this right. Thanks for the question. What was the other question? How long did it take?
Yeah, time period.
Well, from conception to actually tonight was exactly 3 years, and then we wrapped filming about a year ago. So editing took about a year. Because we had a couple editors jump ship, and I ended up editing the rest and getting gout.
There on the left side.
She hasn't, no. So we really wanted her to come out with us, but she's like a huge star, and we can't afford to fly her out with her crew of 8 people. But no, she just started filming a new drama this week in Korea, Korean drama. She's like really killing it out there. So she really wanted to be here, but her management was not letting her come. So blame them.
I think we have time for one more.
One more.
Oh, and then there.
So, merger aside, how did you find the right guy?
Oh, this guy, like no one else would do it, so Todd paid us to be in it.
Everyone's looking at me to say something, but I don't really have anything to say to that.
We got so lucky getting Todd, unbelievably lucky, because we have a mutual friend that actually helped me with the script. A guy named Ryan Onan, who
He's dead.
yeah,
He's dead.
he put us in touch together literally like a week before filming. I was like, I thought it was done. I didn't know how this process went, and that these things happened all the time apparently. And Todd was just so gracious and amazing, and he even gave me acting tips, and we went through. He was so gracious. This guy is amazing. You know, as much as he looks like a dick, he's not.
I'm a dick. So.
He's the sweetest guy in the world, super talented, and we really are brothers now. You know, before Todd, I had no white friends. It's amazing to have Todd in my life now. I in all seriousness too, like Todd and I, ever since we wrapped, like there hasn't been much time that like we speak every week.
Yeah, we speak.
We Skype every week. That's more than I speak to my mother. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna work on that. So, Todd, you want to say something?
I don't know, man.
Nice about me.
I think you. I don't know. I think you said everything there is to say. No, it was just amazing working with Bobby. You know, Bobby. Right when I got cast in this, Bobby's like, "Hey, man, I just want to say, like, out of respect, I'm not an actor. I'm not an actor. This isn't what I do. So, like, you know, you're kind of taking the reins on this. It's all good." And you know, he said that we spent a few days together, getting to know each other, just walking around in Seoul, building a relationship. And then we shot the first scene, and they're like, action, cut. And then I look at him, and he's like, what? I'm like, I thought you said you were an actor. I'm like, you totally lied about that.
That's
just
not my
totally undercut me, and I didn't, it was just, I felt cheated and wrong, and our relationship has definitely been rocky ever since, for sure. But no, it was great.
Hence, that's where I came up with the name Big Phony. So it's expected that I'm a bullshitter.
And hence where I came up with the name Fuckface.
It's actually an inside joke. I don't know if anyone got that joke, but that's where I got the name Billy. In the 90s, there was a baseball card, Billy Ripken, it was an error card that they actually printed, and it said Fuckface.
Is that why you had me call my mom and ask her for a Little League photo?
Yes.
What was that? Why didn't it?
I don't know. Let's talk about this later.
That was a really awkward phone call. Like, hey, can you send me a Little League photo with me? And you're like, yeah, why? The lawyers next to
Lawyer
it?
said we couldn't do it. This guy over here.
Under the age of 18 or something?
Really quick, I know that we're going to have the after party change. It's now going to be at Senor Frog.
Senor
Fish.
Fish.
We're actually in Mexico. We're all on vacation together. 2 margaritas for $6, everyone.
155 South Main Street, but hopefully all you guys can make it. It's all for this party, and all to celebrate Bobby and his amazing film, but also Monday is Bobby's birthday.
Oh,
I'd love to, sing a little happy birthday. All right.
Can I say one last thing?
Oh, yeah.
So if I have the pleasure of meeting you guys tonight in person, later tonight if you stick around, please no negative comments tonight. Maybe if you have any criticism, please just keep it yourself just for tonight. Have a good night tonight. Thank you so much, everyone.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bobby. Happy birthday to you.